So this is our second discussion for the topic classification and the regression analysis. We have discussed regarding supervised and unsupervised learning techniques in our last lecture. So today we will start with our discussion for regression modeling. This comes in unit 2. Okay, so we will discuss the topics like what is regression analysis, okay, why do we use regression analysis, what are the types of regressions like linear regression, logistic regression, polynomial regression, and when we want to select a particular model, then which particular model we should be selecting. We should go for a linear regression or a logistic regression or polynomial regression. So now this technique regression, which we know that is a topic of data analytics, where we want to make some prediction. Okay, we want to make a prediction for a continuous quantity. Okay, like if I want to forecast sales in my next quarter, then I would go, if I want to predict a continuous numeric quantity, then I would go for regression models. Okay, and these regression models will help me to make such predictions. Regression analysis is a form of predictive modeling technique which investigates the relationship between a dependent or target variable and independent variable. Okay, this technique is used for forecasting, time series modeling, and finding the causal effect relationship between the variables. For example, relationship between rash driving and number of road accidents by a driver is best studied through regression. If I want to predict what will be the sales for my next quarter, then it would be depending, such kind of prediction can be made with the help of some dependent and independent variables. Okay, some independent variables can be what is the production of that particular item in the factory, okay, and what is the price that we are quoting for that particular item, and the dependent variable would be the number of items that would be sold in for that particular item. So the dependent and independent variables have a certain relationship in between them, and that relationship we have to identify. And when I want to identify such a kind of relationship, I would use this regression analysis, and I would use a particular kind of regression analysis model depending on what kind of relationship these variables have between them. Okay, whether they have a linear relationship between them, whether they have a higher order relationship between them. So depending on the kind of relationship these variables they have, we would use a particular regression model. So regression analysis is an important tool for modeling and analyzing data. Okay, here we fit a curve or line to the data points in such a manner that the differences between the distances of data points from the curve or line is minimized. So as we have already discussed, regression analysis estimates the relationship between two or more variables. Okay, so let's say you want to estimate the growth in sales of a company based on current economic conditions. So you have the recent company data which indicates that the growth in sales is around 2.5 times the growth in economy. Using this insight, we can predict future sales of the company based on current and past information. So what the information that we already have, we have to use that information and derive the kind of relationship from that information, the kind of relationship the dependent and independent variables have. Okay, the independent variables are the variables which are not dependent on other things and stand true as a fact, and the dependent variable is the variable that we want to calculate from that independent variable with the kind of relationship the dependent variable has on the independent variable. Okay, so it indicates the significant relationships between dependent and independent variable. So, when we have the data set with us, when we have the information with us, then we have to analyze that what kind of relationship is there between the dependent and the independent variable, and depending on that relationship we can use that relationship to make a model, and then that model can be used for making prediction. So, this is all what we do in regression analysis. So, it indicates the strength of impact of multiple independent variables on a dependent variable. Regression analysis also allows us to compare the effects of variables measured on different scales, such as the effect of price changes and the number of promotional activities. These benefits help market researchers or data analysts or data scientists to eliminate and evaluate the best set of variables to be used for building predictive models. So, how many types of regression techniques do we have? There are various kinds of regression techniques available to make predictions. These techniques are mostly driven by three metrics: number of independent variables, type of dependent variables, and shape of the regression line. So, what kind of regression model we would need for a particular use case, that will depend on these three critical factors, that how many independent variables are there in my data which I want to take care of. Okay. How many, like the items that are being produced in the factory, the prices that we are charging, the price that we are charging for the product, and the number of promotional activities that have been done for that particular product. So, there if in this particular case there are three variables in the data set which we have to take account for. What is the shape of the regression line? The shape of the regression line will depend on what kind of relationship the dependent variable has with the independent variable. Okay, and the type of dependent variable, what type of dependent variable we want to calculate, whether it is a categorical dependent variable or whether it is a numerical dependent variable. Okay, so, depending on these three critical factors, we choose a suitable regression model, and we have different types of regression models to take care of the different kinds of use cases that we might encounter. So, the very first example that we will discuss for regression is linear regression. Okay. What is linear regression? In this technique, the dependent variable is continuous. Independent variable can be continuous or discrete, and nature of regression line is linear. Okay. Linear regression establishes a relationship between dependent variable y and one or more independent variable x using a best fit straight line, also known as regression line. So, in the example that you are seeing, where I can see that this is a relationship between there is a relation between weight and height. If the height of a person is so and so, then what should be the weight of that particular person. So, if we have we have plotted the instances for different persons. So, we have data for different persons, okay, where on the x axis I have plotted height and on the y axis I have weight. So, for this particular person, if the height is for this particular person, if the height is 45, if the height is 125 or 130 centimeter, then correspondingly what should be the weight of that particular person. So, accordingly instances, the weight and height instances are plotted for different people, and now when I have this data, then I can draw a straight line, okay, which is also called as best fit straight line across these data points, okay, and this line has to be drawn such that the distances of all these points, sum of the squares of the distances of all these points from this line should be minimum, okay, and accordingly this straight line can be generated. Now when I have this straight line will be the equation of this straight line would be of the form y is equals to a plus b into x plus e, okay, where this x is nothing but the height, okay, which is the independent variable, okay, and y is nothing but the weight, which is the dependent variable, okay. So y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable. Now when I have drawn this relationship in between my weight and height, there is something called as a and e, and I have a b also, okay. So this b is so what does it tell? Where a is the intercept, this a is the intercept on the y axis, where this line will intersect on this y axis, okay. B is the slope of this line and E is the error term of this line, okay. So this equation y is equals to a plus b into x plus e, such an equation represents a straight line across all these instances, and now I can use this equation to calculate y, okay, weight. If I know height, if I know height of a person, then for that particular person I can calculate y, which is weight, with the help of this equation, okay. So this is how this linear regression technique can be used. If two variables, weight and height is the independent variable and weight is the dependent variable. If I can calculate weight on the basis of height of a person, and the relationship in between these two variables is linear and can be represented by such a linear equation, then I will call this as a linear regression technique, where I can make predictions of weight on the basis of height if we have such kind of data. This data can be used to model the regression model, and then I can use this equation to make the predictions for the weight. So this is an example of linear regression. So linear regression is a method to predict dependent variable y based on values of independent variable x. It can be used for the cases where we want to predict some continuous quantity. If I want to predict some continuous quantity also means a numeric quantity. If I want to predict some continuous numeric quantity, then I can use this linear regression model, and it works on the basis of the relationship these dependent and independent variables have. If the kind of relationship between the dependent and independent variable is linear and can be represented by a linear equation, then I can go for this linear regression model. So we have different types of regression models available to us. Whenever we encounter a particular use case, then we check that what kind of independent variables are there in the data set which I have to take care of, what kind of relationship is there in between the dependent and independent variable, and accordingly I choose a suitable model to solve this problem, okay. So as we have already seen, if we plot the dependent and independent variable, okay, so if I have the data, okay, for few instances, these are this is one particular instant, this is another instant. If for few instances I have data, I have plotted that data on the axis now, and then when I have this equation, I can make a best fit line across these instances, and the line, whenever I am making across these instances, the line has to be made such that the sum of the square of the distances of these points from the line has to be minimum. Accordingly, I will choose a suitable line, and then I can use that line for making the prediction. Then another kind of regression model we have is logistic regression, okay. So what is logistic regression? Logistic regression is a method used to predict a dependent variable given a set of independent variables such that the dependent variable is categorical. If the dependent variable that I want to know is categorical, will have some discrete value, is belonging to a particular class, then I can call it as a logistic regression. This logistic regression is also called as a kind of a classification technique, because we are predicting class labels, right? We are predicting discrete class labels. So, for example, if this is my data, okay, I have plotted the instances. Now, these are the different instances 1, 2, 3 and 4, and these are another 4 instances. When I have plotted these instances, this is the independent variable across the x axis and the dependent variable across the y axis. The dependent variable is having two values, 0 and 1. So, depending on the values or depending on these instances have to be either classified belonging to 0 class, or it has to be classified as belonging to 1 class. So, this is the example of a logistic regression technique, because the dependent variable is a discrete class label. It has two values, 0 and 1. So, dependent variable, in this case y, which is plotted along the y axis, the response binary variable is holding values like 0 or 1, or it can be yes or no, or it can be A, B or C, which can be any use case specific class labels. It has to be use case specific class labels. And the independent variable x, which is plotted along the x axis, this is the predictor variable used to predict the response variable. This independent variable is also called as predictor variable, and this will be used to calculate the dependent variable. So, you can see that there is an equation, log y upon 1 minus y is equals to c plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2. So, here we are predicting this class label with the help of the left hand side, and the right hand side is involving these independent variables x1 and x2. So, when we have this model created, once we have this equation, then we can put the values of these independent variables, and these values will give us the value for the dependent variable that we are trying to calculate. So, this is logistic regression. So, this is an example of a linear regression use case, okay, linear regression that we have just discussed. To forecast monthly sales by studying the relationship between the monthly e-commerce sale and the online advertising cost. Okay. So, if I want to predict the sales on the basis of advertising cost that we have incurred for a particular product, if this is the use case, or we can also call as the problem statement. Okay. If I want to forecast monthly sales, so this monthly sales, this figure would be numeric. Okay. This monthly sales, what kind of sales that are happening for a particular product, that would be numeric, and hence we would go for a linear regression model. Okay. And we want to predict the sales on the basis of what? On the basis of the kind of amount we have spent on advertising. So, advertising is the independent variable in this particular case. So, here you can see there are two variables, monthly sales and advertising cost in thousands. Okay, so, this kind of data is available into my data set. So, on the basis of this advertising cost, I have this data for monthly sales. So, when for how many instances I have this data? I have this data for 6 instances in my data set that you are able to see in front of you. So, for 6 instances I have this data. So, I will plot this data of these 6 instances on this graph. Okay. Along the x axis I have the advertising cost in thousands, and along the y axis I have monthly sales. So, if my sales is like 0.5, okay, if my sales is 0.5, accordingly what is the monthly 0.5, this is in thousands. Okay. So, scale it to 1000. So, now for if the monthly if the advertising cost is 0.5, correspondingly the sales is 200. If advertising cost is like 5, okay, If the cost is 5, then the sale is 900. Okay. So, I have plotted the data for these instances here. Now, when I have plotted this data, I can see that if I can make a linear line, I can make a straight line across all these instances such that the distance of these points from this line is minimum. Okay. So, accordingly I will make a straight line and I will have an equation for this straight line, which would be of the form y is equals to a plus bx, where x is the advertising cost. So, I can use that equation now, whichever equation I will derive from this straight line, the equation for this straight line can be used for making further predictions. So, for example, further if I have a question that what would be the monthly sales if I am spending like 6 for advertising, if I am spending 6,000 for advertising, then accordingly what kind of sales I can have. So, I can use that equation now, the equation for the straight line, for making predictions for the sales. So, this is the kind of a linear regression. Then here you can see a logistic regression use case. Okay. What kind of use case we can have for logistic regression? If, for example, to predict if a student will get admitted to a school based on his CGPA. Okay. So, if I have the CGPA value of a student, then as per the CGPA value I want to know whether the student would get admitted to a particular school or not, right. So, they would have certain criteria that the CGPA should be more than this. If the CGPA is more than a particular threshold, the student would get admitted. If the CGPA of the student is less than the threshold, then the student would not get admitted. Okay. So, there are two labels, like either the student gets admitted or the student does not get admitted. So, for this particular use case, for example, for the variable admission, I have two values 0 and 1. 0 means the student is not getting admitted, 1 means that the student is getting admitted. Okay. And the other variable that I have into my data set is CGPA. Okay. And the CGPA will have different values. Now, depending on the CGPA values, I can see if the CGPA value is 4.2, then the student is not getting admitted. If the CGPA value is 5.1, student is not getting admitted. If the CGPA is 5.5, not getting admitted. If CGPA is 8.2, getting admitted, and more than that, getting admitted. So, this is the kind of data that I have into my data set. Now, if I want to use this data to make a prediction that whether the student would get admitted or not, since we have two different labels, okay, which we want to predict, either it has to be 0 or it has to be 1, that is why we would go for logistic regression. Okay. And we would plot this data, okay, for the from the data set that we already have. We would plot this data. On the x axis I have CGPA, on the y axis I have admission, and I have plotted this data. Now, from this data I will plot a curve, okay, across this data such that it fits these instances. And now, as per the equation of this curve that I have, that I can use this equation to calculate whether the student would get admitted or not for any future instances that I might see. Once this model is built, I can use this model to make the prediction for any future request that might come to me, that whether a particular student who is having so and so CGPA would get admitted or not. So, this is the particular example of a logistic regression use case. So, what is the difference between linear regression and logistic regression? Let us discuss that. Linear regression, as we have seen, is used to predict the continuous dependent variable using a set of independent variables. If I have to make a prediction for continuous variable which can have which is like a numeric quantity and it can assume any value, then I would go for a linear regression technique. Logistic regression is used to predict the categorical dependent variable using a given set of independent variables. If I want to make a prediction that the dependent variable that I want to calculate has to have some discrete class labels, it can have some discrete values, predefined discrete values, then we can go for logistic regression technique. Linear regression is used for solving regression problem. Okay, for making predictions I can use this linear regression technique. Logistic regression is used for solving classification problems. If I want to classify the entities, if I want to classify the instances into one of the classes, discrete classes, then I can use this logistic regression technique. In linear regression, we find the best fit line by which we can easily predict the output. So, in linear regression, after we plot the instances, then we check out that what is the kind of line, that a best fit line that I can create across this across these instances, and those and that best fit line, equation of that best fit line can be used for making the prediction. In logistic regression, we find the S curve by which we can classify the samples. In linear regression technique, how do we estimate the accuracy? We estimate the accuracy by least square estimation method. Okay. This technique is used for calculating the accuracy of the model. In logistic regression, maximum likelihood estimation method is used for estimation of accuracy. The output for linear regression must be a continuous value such as price, age, etc. The output of logistic regression must be a categorical value such as 0 or 1, yes or no, etc. In linear regression, it is required that the relationship between dependent variable and independent variable must be linear. In logistic regression, it is not required to have a linear relationship between the dependent and independent variables. After having discussed linear regression, we have another technique called as polynomial regression. Okay. A regression equation, we call it as a polynomial regression equation if the power of independent variable is more than 1. You see, in this equation we have y is equals to a plus b into x square. If after plotting my entities, I find that the relationship these have, the kind of line I am creating is not linear, there is a certain curve and it is having such kind of relationship where the independent variable is having a power greater than 1. In this particular case, the power of x is square. So, then I would say that this is a kind of a polynomial regression equation. In this regression technique, the best fit line is not a straight line. It is rather a curve that fits into the data points. Okay. So, this is a kind of a polynomial regression technique. So, quick summary of what we have discussed. Logistic regression is widely used for classification problems. With the term regression into logistic regression, it might create a confusion that this is a kind of prediction technique where we are predicting a continuous quantity, but it is not like that. So, we need to take care of that logistic regression is actually used for estimating the class labels for the different entities, and hence it is used for solving the classification problems. Logistic regression does not require linear relationship between dependent and independent variables. It can handle various types of relationships because it applies a non-linear log transformation to the predicted odds ratio. To avoid overfitting and underfitting, we should include all significant variables. A good approach to ensure this practice is to use a stepwise method to estimate the logistic regression. It requires large sample sizes because maximum likelihood estimates are less powerful at low sample sizes than ordinary least square. The independent variables should not be correlated with each other, that is, no multicollinearity. However, we have the options to include interaction effects of categorical variables in the analysis and in the model. If the values of dependent variable is ordinal, then it is called as ordinal logistic regression. If dependent variable is multi-class, then it is called multinomial logistic regression. This is how logistic regression is further classified on the basis of what kind of dependent variables we are using for making the estimation. The assumptions of this regression is same as least squared regression, except normality is not to be assumed. Ridge regression shrinks the value of coefficients but does not reach 0, which suggests no feature selection feature. Then we have another kind of technique called as multivariate analysis. Many statistical techniques focus on just one or two variables. Multivariate analysis techniques allow more than two variables to be analyzed at once. It is also called as multivariate analysis if I want to simultaneously study more than one variable. Okay. It accounts for interdependence between them, and this is more informative than univariate analysis. However, also more complex than univariate analysis. So, if there is only a single variable involved in my analysis, of course, the analysis would be simple and it will be easier to plot the data and visualize it also. But if I am using multiple variables to make a prediction, if I am using multiple variables to create a model, then it is called as a multivariate analysis, and of course, it is difficult to plot it and also visualize it. That is because it is more complex than the univariate analysis. Visualizing multivariate data is difficult. As we can see this, even for three variables, we can probably get a three-dimensional plot of this, but we do not get a clear-cut idea how the observation lies. So, if I am analyzing with the help of three variables, I can plot it against the three dimensions, but again, of course, visualizing it is a bit difficult. Visualizing and making an analysis is difficult as compared to where in the analysis I have lesser number of variables, because primarily what we are looking at three-dimensional plane on a two-dimensional background. So, it does not give us a clear depth of variables in this case. So, it makes it very difficult when we have three or even more variables. In fact, four or more variables, we can't even plot those data. So, in that case, visual analysis of the data is not possible for multivariate data in general. This is an example. If I have plotted this data, okay, and I have three dimensions, I have the x dimension, y dimension and the z dimension. So, for three dimensions, I could plot it with the help of this axis, but then visualizing this data, okay, after all the instances are plotted across these three dimensions, visualizing this data, that in which part and making the classification of this data is really difficult. And if the dimensions are more than this, then it is of course not we would not be able to visualize it on the directly. We cannot plot more than three dimensions. Thank you.